So
first down, BV. Nice job by Darren Graber to push ahead and gets himself a first down.
And Klinkenfuss is over 50% of passing. He's got 8 of 15, for 94 yards. Good and bad with 1 touchdown and 1 interception today.
Nice job by Rob Klinkenfuss, obviously, today. He's been a real key player, as a quarterback always is.
And his 1 touchdown did help on. It was that 47-yard touchdown pass to Brent Mackey. So
Mathers out to the left side and tries to hurdle a bunch of players, but is stuffed at the 50-yard line. Looks like about a 3-yard gain on that one.
Sometimes it does work to go up and over, and sometimes it only makes matters worse.
Indeed, indeed. Just stuffed there. Wasn't able to quite get the height on that jump that he needed, I don't think. Beavers line up. Loras lines up. Ready to do battle again. Klinkenfuss under center. Drops back and fires down the field. And oh, that could very well have been called defensive pass interference. Again, it looked to me, again, this is just my opinion here, but it looked like the Loras defender was holding up.
That was
number 21.
Number 19, Hashan Rashad for the Loras Duhawks on the coverage. And it didn't look like much contact, just kind of like he slowed down in front of him so he couldn't keep running.
Yep. Nice job there by Loras Duhawks. Obviously, the referees thought it was all legal. Klinkenfuss under center, drops back, and rolls out to his right. Can't
Looks
decide.
Like it's a quarterback keeper.
And the play's whistled dead. Kind of a confusing play there.
Yes.
Look, I don't know whether that was just everybody was covered play or that was a supposedly going to be a just a keeper for Klinkenfuss.
And when it comes down to that, you can't just keep the ball out there in the open where somebody could come up and strip it like Klinkenfuss did there. You got to tuck it up and just grin and bear it.
And take your chances on the next play. 4th down and 9, and we are going to punt again here. Punters have been quite active today. Fair catch called at about the 20-yard line.
Probably a good thing, too. Jeff Brennan was right in his face as soon as that ball came down.
To say the least. Defense comes out for BV. Offense out for Loras. And hopefully BV is going to be able to do a little bit better on the defensive end here than they did last time.
Oh, yes.
Minute 1 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. I'm Matt Lacasse. Ryan Wickstrom is my partner here this afternoon. We are at J. Leslie Brown Stadium on the Stormlight campus of Buena Vista University here. Score is 17-14, as we just mentioned. Anthony Stone is under center, and he is ready to lead this Loras team. Hands off to number 32, Nick Smith. Been calling his name quite a bit today, Ryan.
Yes, we have. We thought beginning of the game we'd be hearing Terrence Pirtle a lot. He came in, was very ineffective, and they come out with Nick Smith, and nobody really knew what to expect. And Nick Smith has been showing that he's another freshman that can run the ball. He has 16 carries for 59 yards, so pretty good stats on that for only with still a quarter left.
Smith is obviously getting the job done for Loras today.
Same with the quarterbacks. They started out with Kevin Randolph, and they moved to Anthony Stone, number 8.
And since those 2 personnel changes, I think Loras has been doing quite a bit better.
Yes, I would have to agree with that one, Matt.
And that looked like that might be the last play of the 3rd quarter. As there is 4 seconds left, and they're just going to let that clock run out, and we are going to go to the 4th quarter here.
Moving to the other end of the field.
Looking back on that 3rd quarter, Ryan, it was kind of a defensive struggle there. 10 points scored altogether in the quarter. 14 points scored altogether in the quarter. BV with a touchdown, as Loras as well with a touchdown. Score now being 17-14. Not quite what we thought. You know, a lot more passing in this quarter. just a nice job by both teams. Pretty, no team had a real advantage in this quarter, Ryan.
No, they're still running pretty even team stats. Each have got off about the same amount of runs, and BV is leading the way in rushing yards with 78 yards rushing right now. But Loras, they've each got 15 and 17 carries per quarter, and passing percentage is really similar. But the only thing is the big plays of Buena Vista, the 47-yard Mackey touchdown, have really added to the yardage, and that's the key right now, I think, of why the Buena Vista has the 3-point lead.
Anthony Stone under center, 3rd down, 5 to go on the 22-yard line. Drops back, passes, caught by Lonnie Moore for the 1st down. Nice job there by Lonnie Moore, just able to catch that ball and tuck it under his arm and take the hit. And he was fortunate enough to be a good receiver and saw where the 1st down marker was and was able to get it there. Scott Heinley, reporter extraordinaire for Innovation Video Sports, has another field report for us. Scott, take it away.
Okay, guys, Buena Vista finds themselves on top, 17-14 still. I tell you what, over on that last defensive huddle, Coach, defensive coordinator Larry Anderson telling his team, hey guys, you got to get low and make the hits, make the tackles. You're missing some tackles, and that's letting them prolong the drive, move the sticks, and that's how they scored that last time. He's saying don't let them off the hook on 3rd down. Once you get a 3rd down, put the hammer down and stop the drive. If they're going to move the sticks, make them make the great plays. Don't give them the easy look. On the other end, Coach Hatchek said, guys, listen, we're doing all right. We just need to have one guy make the big play out there. Just do it like we did in the 1st half. And also, Eric Johnson is going to be back in at guard in place of Eric Lance. So they got the starter back in there. Now back up top to you guys.
Thanks, Scott, for that report.
I think they've got the starting lineup, other than the unfortunate Brian Davis incident, for both squads, I think, is still in there.
Anthony Stone drops back, passes out to number 1. That's a player we have not seen yet today. Number 1 for Loras being Voncell McClinton. Running backs, he's a sophomore, 6'1", weight 250 out of Zion, Illinois.
Rather big wide receiver. But we got a penalty out there that we did not see.
Looks like they'll be marching backwards. Loras is marching backwards.
Loras has been marching backwards quite a bit today.
Yes, they have.
Stupidity rakes into that. I know it's bad to say. Penalties are not good, and I've said that. But when it comes down to when you get a play called back because of penalties, it's just stupidity, you know.
Indeed, indeed. Looks to be about a 10-yard penalty on the Dewhawks there. 4th quarter just underway. 17-14 is your score in favor of the Beavers. 2nd down, 20 to go. Stone back and just overthrows his man, number 12, Joseph Grunnett. Nice play by the BV defense, able to hold up the receiver maybe a little bit and stop the play there.
And we've talked about that. Tyler Tryon has been wide open a couple times. You don't get much more wide open than that number 12 was just there.
No, you don't. Joseph Grunnett just wasn't able to do anything with it. It was over his head and just had to watch it sail out of bounds. Anthony Stone is again under center. McClinton back in the backfield. Stone looking. Throws down the field. Just overthrows. Great coverage there by Bart Smith. Able to defend number 5 for Loras. Number 5 being Dan Zintak.
It was hard to tell which one was the receiver there. Bart Smith reached out his hands like he was the receiver, just trying to grab a pass.
Dan Zintak had that 22-yard catch back in the 1st half, but which was negated by penalties in later plays. Joe Olson is again on to punt today. He's been a busy man this afternoon.
And he gets a hold of that one.
Nice play there. Jeff Brennan takes that. We've got a flag on the field.
And that could hurt. Hopefully that happened after the catch, and then the Beavers would hold on to the ball. But if it happened before the catch, it's going to be tacked on to the last play and see what happened.
Again, nice job there by the BV people. Special teams just doing a real nice job down there.
Other than that first penalty, special teams has done a really good job. Not much penalties on special teams or much of anything else. So
Rob Klikovis gets his orders from head man Joe Hadacek, and away we go. Hopefully he can get a touchdown here. 13 minutes, 14 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And rolls out to his right, passes. Darren Graver, nice catch. Could be a first down depending on where they spot the ball.
It looks like it's going to be inside that 40, so it does not give him a first down, man.
No, well, I'm not quite sure where they're going to spot this one, right? He's standing on the 50 side of the 40-yard line right now. Can't make up their minds.
And they put it on the line, so they get the first down. Buena Vista's really been fighting for every yard they've been getting today.
They've had no easy plays save the Brent Mackey touchdown where nobody was around. Zach Mathers up the middle, bowls over a Loras defender and gets himself up to about the 50-yard line and probably about a yard away from another first down for the Beavers.
And Mathers really showing the form of what he had last week in that 268-yard performance of 30 carries. Doesn't look like they're going to him quite as much this week, but he's still, when they get him the ball, he's still trying to do what he can with it.
Nice job by Mathers on that run. Right up the gut. Mathers can grub again in the backfield. Brent Mackey is wide right. Tyler Tryon wide left, and the handoff goes to Mathers. Mathers around the right corner. Does he get, yeah, gets around.
Gets away.
But they call him out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So
that was Mathers' 16th carry of the day on to about 41 yards rushing. 43 yards rushing, sorry.
Good 12-yard run there.
And as you can hear, it is Storm Lake Student Day. You can probably hear in the background a lot of little kids out here to watch the game, which is great.
Obviously, the programs are a hot commodity here at J. Leslie Rollins Stadium this afternoon, going for $1,000, as you just heard one of the young fans say. Rob Klinkovis hands off to Zach Mathers. Up the middle, gets about 4 yards on that carry. Nice job by Mr. Mathers. Able to carry some of the Dewhawks along with him.
Just trying to stay upright and keep pounding forward. Hopefully get a couple yards going forward. And it looks like Ryan Grubb just checked in there at fullback position with Mathers deep.
Brent Mackey comes off to the sideline. Troy Salazar wide right. Tyler Tryon wide left. Second down, 5 to go. Drops back. Mathers gets the ball. And
not much anything.
I would say no gain on that one, Ryan.
Yep. It seems like Mathers is really showing himself in spurts. He's showing that he can still run the ball with some 10-yard runs, 12-yard runs here and there, but then occasionally he's just getting stuffed.
As with any running back, you know you can't run the ball for 10 yards every single carry, but that's what you'd like to see. Brent Mackey and Tyler Tryon going to be wide left for you.
You got to think the Beavers are going to go to the air here.
Mackey in the splits.
But then
Mathers
I'm wrong.
dropped. Mathers dropped for about a 5-yard loss. Loras defenders were through there quicker than anything. Been real quick off the ball today.
Yes, they were. Both defenses have been just outstanding today. Being able to get in there and really stop it well.
BV and Loras line up again, ready to go here. 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. That is touched dead by number 43 on the Beavers. Number 43 being Wesley Jungie.
Another nice punt by Mike Behrens, though. He's really been doing what's needed for the punting squad there.
Loras ready to make a drive here. 10 minutes to go here. Time running out on the Loras Dewhawks here. McClinton tries to go it up the middle and is denied. Dropped for about a yard's worth of loss.
Looks like there's some late hitting going on. That's not being called now. Like I said, when you play in a close game like this, the aggression gets going and frustration gets going when you can't move the ball and you start taking it out, and that's when you get the penalties that you don't need, like the unsportsmanlike conduct and the late hits.
Indeed. McClinton, oh no, I'm sorry, that's Nick Smith, is stopped again. Wow, Beavers came out fired up for this one. They're dropping for about a 4-yard loss.
On that one, it looked like they were really getting ready for a run with a big 6-man front and showing blitz. Looked like they were really getting ready for a run there, and they guessed right, and they stopped him. So it's always nice to see.
Indeed. 3rd down, 12 to go. Ball is on the 13-yard line of Loras. Loras with the ball. Anthony Stone is under center. Nick Smith in the backfield.
And the Beavers show blitz, but back out.
Looked like their receiver tripped or fell down or something there. That'd be number 2 for Loras, Jason Sladenhoffen. And that was 3rd down, excuse me. This is 4th down, and Loras is gonna have to punt again. 8 minutes, 41 seconds to go, and we are going down to Scott Heinley for another field report.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot. I tell you what, right now we're getting down toward the 4th quarter. It's starting to become a defensive game. Both defenses have held. BV still clinging to that 3-point lead. Over on the offensive end, Coach Hatchek just stressing to his team, you know, let's figure out our blocking schemes. Let's get that squared away. But the thing that's going to carry Buena Vista through here, and the thing to keep in mind, is the mental toughness of this team. They rededicated themselves to that this year, and that really, we saw that in the season opening victory against Upper Iowa, in which they won by a field goal in overtime. And again, those seesaw all the way, so give BV the edge here because of their mental toughness. Also, just know, guys, this is the 2nd game in a row at home for Buena Vista. The last game against Cornell, the field got ripped up big time. The grounds crew's been doing a good job. They repainted that BV back on the field, so that BV logo is in good shape. And back up top to you guys for more 4th quarter action.
Well, thanks, Scott. We got some stats right here for you. Between the 2 main backs of the game, Mathers and Nick Smith from. And just as I'm saying that, Mathers goes deep with about a 15 to 20-yard gain on a play there. It looked like he was going to be knocked up right at the line, but then he just went by and was able to squeak out some extra yardage. In the game, Mathers has had 19 carries for 43 yards, and he has 1 touchdown. Oh, excuse me, that's 20 carries now for 63 yards. So that last run was a 20-yard run. And now they're being real comparable with Nick Smith checking in with 18 yards and 18 carries and 60 yards rushing. And Klingfuss is back under center with Grubb, and looks like another give to Mathers. But again, he's met by many, many Dewhawks right up in the front of the line. And that's been a problem for them all day. They cannot stop that charging Dewhawk line. Grubb's checking out, and Tryon is checking in right now. With Grubb standing right by the side of Joe Hadacek, probably the next sub in right there. Mathers is the lone setback with Salazar and Tryon to the wides. And it looks like both Dave Jesse and Darren Graber are in. but it's a give to, to Mathers, and he is hit right away, pulled down behind the line of scrimmage, just about where he was given the ball. And that just seems like, and there goes Ryan Grubb checking in for David Jesse. So now it looks like there's probably going to be another Tryon and Salazar both going wide again, with Darren Grubber to the Salazar side, with Grubber at fullback and Mathers at the halfback. And Klingfuss takes the snap back, draw to Mathers, and he's got plenty of room. He's down past over the 40. So it looks like it's going to be about 4th and 2. It'll be interesting to see what Joe Hadacek does here, whether he brings in Mike Behrens to punt again or tries to give it to Mathers and get that extra couple yards, or Klingfuss. And it looks like they're bringing in Mike Behrens. So Mike Behrens in for another punt now, and it just looks like the offense just came up short on that drive there. Looked like they were going to get it on that last run by Mathers, but he just kind of fell short.
Mike Behrens back to punt. Up and away it goes. Fair catch is called, but he backs out of the way. Takes a BV bounce down to about the 4-yard line. Nice job there by Mike Behrens. Nice placement.
Joe Hadacek's got to be happy with that punt. You can't get much better placement on there. Got a good bounce. It rolled.
Just an all-around nice play by the special teams defense, or as Ryan so lovingly calls them, the Psycho Squad.
Oh, that's just a kickoff team. And it looks like, the offense has got to come in and do a better job than that. They need to put more points on the board. You don't want to give the opposing team the ball with down by 3, no matter where on the field, with only 6 minutes left.
Although it's very good that they are deep in their own territory. Anthony Stone in his own end zone is passing out, and
that
is knocked away. Nice play by Bart Smith, knocked away by Sladenhoffen.
That was really a jump ball. Stone really just threw it up there hoping one of them would catch it.
Not really a Hail Mary pass, but about one step below it, if you will.
I think he was feeling the pressure back there in the end zone and not wanting to give up 2. He kind of just threw it to number 2.
Kind of better to have the incomplete pass and loss of down than put 2 more points up on the Beavers side.
Oh, yes.
Stone is under center once again, drops back into his own end zone, and looking, passes deep, again to Sladenhoffen, and
right off
drops
the number.
Should have caught that ball. Again, that's the second big drop pass that Sladenhoffen has had today.
And he's a rather quick person. He just outran Ben Smith, and he had one step on him. And if Stone could have thrown that pass in stride, I think that probably would have been 6 the other way.
Could have been. Very realistic possibility there. Instead, 3rd down 10. Ball is on the 4-yard line of Loras. Loras' ball here. 17-14 is your score. I'm Matt Lacasse. This is Ryan Wickstrom. Happy to have you along today. 6 minutes to go here. Stone under center.
Beavers have been showing blitz a lot, but then backing out. I think that might be a little tactic to maybe scare the offensive line into jumping, maybe.
Could be. Lonnie Moore drops the pass.
And now they're going to bring Joe Olson in to punt basically off the end zone line.
If you remember back to the pregame a whole 3 hours ago, this was what Ryan and I were talking about. Olson was standing about where he is right now and was kicking them down to the other end of the field. But again, that was with nobody on him and before the game.
It seems like he still gets
he does the exact same
hold
thing.
of that one again.
Brennan calls a fair catch, and
it looks like he didn't realize he did it himself and was a little upset that he did. Looked up and stood there and decided, what the heck, I'm going to run it.
Loras is screaming for a penalty of some sort. It looked to me like he raised his hand and called for the fair catch, but the referees didn't see it, didn't blow the whistle, so Mackey takes it, or excuse me, Jeff Brennan. Lost my train of thought, everybody. Jeff Brennan just takes off.
And here we got Jeff Brennan right now.
there.
He's the free safety, but he's also been the #1 return man on most kickoffs and punts. So
Jeff Brennan doing double duty today for the Beavers.
he's that, like we said in the pregame, that's going to be one problem with them high punts. It's going to be hard to tell if you have time to catch it and run, or if you just are going to have to fair catch it and
Klinkovic out to the right.
say it.
And he's
got
running,
a blocker.
Running, 20, 10, 5, and almost in for the touchdown. He's down at the 1 yard line. What a run by Rob Klinkovic. What a great job there. Got some blocking out there. Darren Graber did a nice job of picking up some Loras defenders there. Great play for BV.
And it looks like we had to take an injury in the play, though. It looks like Troy Salazar got hit in the knee, maybe. He came up limp and was limped back over to the sideline.
Ball is on the 3 yard line of Loras. BV has a first down and a chance to possibly put the nail in the coffin of Loras here.
I think that if they can get a touchdown in here with only 5:30 left in the game, and it would be rather huge in momentum the way emotions go.
Penalty. You got to think this is probably going to go against the Beavers.
If not, they're really going to be hurting in Loras tonight.
Yeah.
Over in Dubuque, when they get the news, they're not going to be feeling good.
Yep.
And yes, it does.
False start against the Beavers, so it's going to be first down and 8.
And all game, penalties have been really a big factor. The Beavers have gotten huge plays, but only a total of 6 and 35, 6 penalties for 35 yards. And Loras, though, really adding up the totals. They're averaging over 10 yards per penalty with 8 for 86 yards.
That's right. Scott Heinley alluded to the fact earlier that if you wanted to be real technical about it, you could say BV has probably over 200 yards of penalties because of the callbacks. They had big plays, but they were called back because of penalties. And you tack the penalty onto that, and that really ends up hurting you in the end.
I think if the Beavers score here, we're going to see maybe some second stringers coming in, possibly. That's just my feeling. Maybe not on defense, but possibly on offense. Maybe we'll get to see Ivanovic taking some snaps. But I'm not going to talk before it happens.
That may be. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what goes on in Joe Haddock's head. Klinkovic drops back, gives to Mathers. Mathers down to about the 3 yard line again. So we're right back where we started.
Oh, that was his lead blocker there. That was Ryan Grubb there.
Ryan Grubb, lead blocker, able to knock a couple Duhawks out of the way. Every time I say the word Duhawks, I keep thinking about a certain song that needs to go unmentioned.
Yes,
so
it will.
It shall remain unmentioned. Second down, 3 yards to go. Ball's on the 3 yard line, 17-14, 5 minutes to go is the situation. Rob Klinkovic under center, drops back, hands it off to Mathers. Mathers is stuffed, wrapped up as soon as he got the ball.
When the Beavers get down in that red zone, they really need to work on blocking there. It seems like the Duhawks are still getting quite a big penetration on the plays, and they just need to get in there and not worry about such things.
You got to think that maybe Hadacek would finally decide to go with the pass here. He's run at the past 3 plays, and the resulting yardage has been -5 yards.
And it looks like somebody we haven't heard much from today who's been huge. Number 6, Josh Wigg, is moving in. We have 4 wide.
Rob Klinkovic under center, drops back, gives it to Grubb. Grubb up the middle, gets back to about the 5 yard line. So now it's going to be 4th down and 5 to go. And Ryan, if you're Coach Hadacek, what are you doing here? Are you kicking the field goal?
I
Put
think
yourself up by 6.
I think I send Adam Basenius in and Martinez and Ivanovic to hold it and just kick the ball.
This is my personal opinion. And I'm disagreeing with you. I want you to understand that. I go for the touchdown here, but then again, I'm a risky sort of guy. So
it looks like Hadacek is too. He's keeping his offense in. But he better make up his mind quick with only 10 seconds on the play clock. They got to do something.
Y'all are sitting in the dorms watching this game. Why don't you get up out of your couch and start screaming for those Beavers? They can probably hear you out here.
They need to do something.
Timeout on the field called by BV. Obviously, Coach Hadacek, this is a very key play in the game, and he wants to set this up very carefully for his offense.
They when it's 4th and 5 now, but 3 minutes left in the game, 3:30 left in the game, only up by 3. You know, you really gotta be concerned with what's going to happen if you do go for the touchdown and miss it. They get the ball where the ball is spotted on the field goal. So you really got to kind of wonder about what's going on through Joe Hadachek's mind in that little huddle right there where you see Rob Klinkfuss, John Jovanovich, Dave Jesse in that huddle, another coach.
Josh Wigg is there as well as Mike Minke. You got to wonder if Hadachek might be pulling some second stringers off the bench for this one. You know, give Loras a little bit of a different look, and players that they haven't seen all day, they might not know how to react to.
And it looks like they're going to go for 6, not 3. So everybody in the stands is getting up off their feet. If you're at home watching this on TV, get up on your feet and let's see what happens.
Mathers, Salazar, Grubb, and Klinkfuss all in there. Tyler Tryon going wide right. Darren Graber in there as well. He's in the split slot for you. Shotgun formation.
And it looks like the Beavers called another timeout.
Didn't like the formation that they saw. Going to take another look at it.
That's the situation where you send in your quarterback and say, look, if you see this, go for it. If you don't, timeout, and let's rethink it.
This is like we've been saying, very key play in the game here. 3.5 minutes to go here in the game. 4th quarter, 17-14 is your score. BV has the ball on the Loras 5-yard line. However, it is 4th down, and I can't stress enough, this is probably the key play of the game.
Right now, in this view, right now it is. Earlier was the John Fick fake punt, the Brett Mackey touchdown run, but right now you look at the game and all you can think of is this play right here. 5 yards. You gotta swallow it and see what happens. You know, if you decide to go for it, you gotta live with that decision. And if you don't make it, you can't be mad.
No chance for a first down here. They have to get the touchdown. It's either all or nothing here. Tyler Tryon going to be wide right. Troy Salazar wide left. Ryan Grubb and Zach Mathers in the backfield. This is a familiar formation for the Beavers this afternoon. Rod Klinkfuss is under center, drops back, fakes the handoff, and is almost
nearly intercepted.
Nearly intercepted in the end zone. Incomplete pass. Beavers fail to score on 4th and 5 from the Loras 5-yard line. That's kind of a letdown if you're BV, but then again, Loras is pinned deep in their own territory here. Only 3.5 minutes to go yet.
That's one thing where they went for it. You got to be happy that you got them on their 6-yard line right now, and
yep,
and you know that's not that bad.
Exactly. If they didn't score, you know that's not what you wanted to happen. But at the same time, they're in about the best possible position at that if you're BV looking at Loras' perspective. Passes out to number 5 for Loras. Number 5 being Dan Zintak.
They just can't let him get those little plays that lets him get a little bit further out, and less likely that the Beavers are going to get 2 instead of maybe letting the Dewhawks get a first down.
Ball is on the 14-yard line, 2nd down, 4 to go. Stone under center. Or no, I'm sorry, Randolph is back in at quarterback. Randolph back to pass, throws a bullet.
And that looks
Bart
like
Smith
that's
is going to get called for defensive
interference.
Hit him just a couple seconds too early there. Laid him out too. Didn't just push him out of the way. Bart Smith said, okay, if I'm going to get penalized, which he didn't think he was going to be, he's going to lay him out.
And it looks as though Brian Davis is back at the field. No shoulder pads on, but he is at the field with an escort right now, walking along the sidelines.
First down, 10 to go. Ball is on the 22-yard line of Loras.
And it looks as though Brian Davis is putting back on his shoulder pads, so we might yet get to see him, but I think they might be a little hesitant to put him in.
Randolph drops back, fakes the handoff, throws deep, and is incomplete, just barely overthrows his receiver number 2, Jason Sladenhoffen, a senior wideout from Shanahan, Illinois. I'm guessing on the name there, but Jeff Peoples.
And if you've been watching the game, you've been seeing those slates, those nice little graphics coming up. Here's our graphics, guys. Jeff Peoples, he's 6'2", 305. He's a light 305, though.
Out of the Middle East, you know, they grow lean and mean back in the Middle East.
Yes, he's a slim 305.
Randolph under center again. McClinton back in the backfield. Hands it off to Nick Smith, who is dropped for a 2-yard loss. What a play by the BV defense, able to penetrate there and drop their man.
And going back to that play with Sladenhoffen, you got to look at that, and they've been outside of his reach just all day.
Right now, we're going to go down to Scott Heinley for another field report.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Real quick on that last possession, you got to wonder about that call. Buena Vista, Carlos Martinez, a very accurate field goal kicker within 30 yards. They decided to go for the touchdown at this point, mainly because Loras' field goal kicker has not made a field goal this year. So what Buena Vista did, they have not out of timeouts, as they called 2 timeouts in that last possession. So be looking for that. Buena Vista still up by 3. We'll see what happens the rest of the way, guys.
All right. Thanks, Scott. What a big play happened while Scott was down there on the field.
And it looks like number 8, Kurt Bremer, I believe, is down on the field right now. Oh, he got up.
Let me see if I can describe what happened to you. BV defenders came in and hit Randolph. Ball popped out of his hands, and it was just sitting there for whoever got there first. McClinton got there first and was able to get around and
actually get a little yardage out of it.
About 4 inches, believe it or not. That was just a completely weird play.
That's a luck play. You don't get them very often, but when you get them, they're good.
4th down and 10 to go here. Ball's on the 22-yard line of Loras.
And if you're Loras, minute 44 to go, Ryan, you can't punt it. I mean,
I say you got to go with. I say both Stone and Randolph today have just outthrown Sladenhoffen, but he's been open. I say you try to go to Sladenhoffen right now and see what he can do.
They're obviously a passing situation here. They've got to get 10 yards to stay alive.
Again, another key play here in the late in the fourth quarter. And we'll just see what develops here. Anthony Stone under center.
And see now, if they don't get this,
Randolph drops back.
And he was hit.
Incomplete pass, everybody.
He really had to force that pass. Mark Smith got him the instant he threw it. That might have thrown off the pass a little bit, but Mark Smith laid a knocking on Randolph that he's not going to forget until sometime later on this month, I think.
Nice job there by the defense. And now it's up to the BV offense to add a little padding to their stats, if you will. Got the game pretty much secured. All they got to do is hold on to the ball for the next minute and 38 seconds. They can tack on another 7 points or even 3 points. It would improve their mood much more tonight, I'm sure.
Yes, I think that, the game right now, it's too early to say, it's football. We could throw an interception and the game could be over.
Plinkovich around to the left. He's at the 10, at the 5. Taken out about the 4-yard line, we'll say. Nice run there by Rob Plinkovich. All his receivers were covered. Runs out to the left there and gets himself a nice, about a 15-yard gain.
Now what I was saying, it's too early to call the game right now, but I think that, if the Beavers can tack on another field goal even, it would really be hard for Loras to win because they have to go down and make both the field or the touchdown. And for the win, they'd have to go for 2. Which is very possible that they might, but it's still very hard to get 2 right after you get 1 touchdown. And if they got the 1, it'd be a tie game.
Rob Klinkovich hands off to Zach Mathers. Zach Mathers around the left end. Touchdown, Buena Vista! What a play by Zach Mathers, using his speed and quickness, able to get around that left end of the line and just hop right over that goal line. And the score is now 23-14.
And that puts Zach Mathers at 78 yards with 2 touchdowns. Finishing off, you know, in these past 2 weeks, he's had 7 touchdowns.
Quite, like we said, phenomenal week last week. 268 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, 78 yards rushing today. Quite a few yards less, but he has 2 touchdowns and 2 very key touchdowns.
And just going on to some more stats here, Klinkovich, who is 9 for 17 in passing, just barely over 50%, which is really good. 104 yards on that, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 6 rushes also, and for 64 yards. That's a quarterback that's all around.
The BV offense kind of shaky that first drive, but was really able to come out, and they've just really established themselves in this fourth quarter. And as a result, the score is now 24-14 in favor of Buena Vista with 1:25 to go left in this game.
And it appears as though shoulders are hung pretty low over on the lower side of the field.
Yeah, Loras played a real good game. You got to give them credit where credit is due. And I'm willing to give the Duhawks all the credit they deserve because they played one heck of a ball game today. Carlos Martinez talking things over with the referee. Getting ready to kick it off, hopefully for the last time here this afternoon. Beavers got to hold them to less than 10 points in 1:25, which in football is probably not too likely. So I would say you could probably chalk up another win for the Beavers. Beavers will go to 4-1, while Loras will drop to 1-4 in the conference. And again, the Duhawks are not a team that you would necessarily think were very good with a record of 1-4. Offensive and defensive teams coming on for Buena Vista and Loras. Lonnie Moore in at tight end for Loras. McClinton and Smith in the backfield. Stone drops back and is sacked. Sacked at the 31-yard line. Quite a play there by the defense. They're just fired up and they're just really beating up the Loras Duhawks right now.
That would be Mark Smith's 2.5 sacks on the day. You know, he's had a pretty good game getting in there.
Stone just barely overthrows his receiver there. His receiver being number 12, Joseph Grunnett, sophomore wideout out of Strader, Illinois. It is now 3rd down and 18. Ball is on the 34-yard line of Loras. .53 seconds left to go here in this game. Stone under center, drops back, passes out to his left. Pass is caught by Joseph Grunnett. That'll move the ball up to about the original line of scrimmage. 44 seconds now left to go in the game.
And with a 10-point lead, I think the Beavers have got it here. I mean, it's quite hard to go down and score 10 points in 44 seconds.
I would certainly hope so.
Unless something extremely bad happens, which I don't know what that would be.
I can't even imagine a situation. The bus people are packing up. They think this one's over with. 24-14 is your current score. 44 seconds left in this one. They're saying
4th and 3, I think, here.
They're saying we've had enough BV football for today. We've seen a win. We're going home.
They're packing up the bus and heading home. It's 4th and 7, and it looks like they're going to go for it again. It is just too late in the game to try to punt the ball.
Exactly. Stone under center. BV shows blitz, but then backs off. Takes the ball, drops back, passes out to his right side, and just barely overthrows his tight end, Lonnie Moore.
I think we were quite lucky there. We didn't get called on a pass interference call there.
I would be forced to agree with you on that one. Yeah, real close call there, but this much time left in the game, with the score being the way it is, refs are probably just going to let it go.
Yeah, that's really when you get the nitpicking refs that nobody likes, that you always harass when you're at the games, is the ones that'll call stuff like that.
Rob Klinkovich probably going to just take a knee here. Takes a knee, and that starts the clock.
There will be one more knee to take before the game's over, but
good win here today for the Beavers. Able to just really just work the field to their advantage in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter was definitely the pivotal quarter of this game, Ryan. Everything that really decided this game took place in the fourth quarter, with Loras or BV scoring from the 5-yard line.
And Mathers really started to show his old form back then. And coming up here in a little while, Chuff Offenberger is going to be presenting head coach Joe Hadacek with a pair of saddle shoes because he won. And the winning coach of this game gets a pair of Chuck Offenberger's saddle shoes. I'm not quite sure of what the importance of that is. I'm a Minnesota boy. I guess I don't quite understand Chuck Offenberger.
Chuck Offenberger, for those of you non-Iowans listening to this broadcast out there, writes a column for the Des Moines Register every Sunday and is quite famous around the state of Iowa. And apparently he wanted some saddle shoes and wrote a company and basically embarrassed them into making saddle shoes again. They put them out of production, brought them back, and Chuck Offenberger is going to present head coach Joe Hadacek with a pair of saddle shoes. So,
and as you can see, that line of Beavers there lining up to shake hands. There's so many of them. They're going down both sides of the Dewhawks. All 120 of them, I'm sure, are extremely ecstatic right now with the win, 24-14 win over Loras.
Like Ryan just said, your final score, 24-14. Ryan, some key scoring drives you got to think would be, obviously the biggest one that comes to my mind is when Zach Mathers was on the 5-yard line, got his little scamper around there on the left end and put him up 24-14. That's got to be, I would say that's probably the biggest touchdown of the game, because that kind of put it out of reach for Loras and put the Beavers up by 10.
And just going down the scoring drives that we had in the second quarter, no scoring in the first quarter, kind of a slow defensive first quarter. Second quarter we came out and Carlos Martinez had a 38-yard field goal. And then we had that huge pass from Klinkenfuss to Mackey for 47 yards. And then Loras's Nick Smith had a 3-yard run. Third quarter, Mathers had his first touchdown of the game with a 5-yard run. And then Mike Koch, the fullback for Loras, had a 1-yard gain. And then fourth quarter, the only scoring was Mathers' 5-yard run that you just talked about there.
Teaching at Loras this fall and coming to BV next summer and looking forward to that. In fact, I had to bring 2 hats to the game today for
that's understandable.
just to be. But I thought, since I had loyalties to both schools, maybe a good way to celebrate this year would be for me to buy a pair of my favorite shoes, Bass black and white saddle shoes, for the winning head coach. So Joe Hadacek, you're the winning head coach, and I congratulate you. It was a great game. And I want you to wear these shoes with pride.
Okay.
Those shoes make your feet happy, and they just mark you as a cool college guy.
Thank you, Chuck.
I've been wearing them since 6th grade. And,
all right, yours look good. I'll have to break mine in, though.
We may have
Thank you.
We may have to special order you.
I got some pontoons.
I saw Gloria before the game, and she told me you check in at about size 13
yeah, that's
or something
right.
like that. So I think we're going to have to special order you here. But there you are.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the gift.
You betcha. It's a wonderful win.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
I look forward to being over here with you.
All right, we look forward to having you.
Yep.
Welcome to the family.
You betcha.
Appreciate you coming.
You bet.
Great.
Okay, right there you saw Chuck Offenberger's presentation of the Bass black and white saddle shoes, and of course that was going to be to the winning head coach between Loras and BV. And right now, this year Chuck is visiting professor at Loras, and next year he'll be coming to BV. But Coach Hadacek, good victory. You run your record now to 4-1 in the conference, undefeated at home. you're up 10-7 at half. Zach Mathers gets a couple touchdowns, and you're on your way. Next week you got Loras Simpson on the road.
Yep, I'll tell you, I'm just so happy right now. I don't know if people realize how big a win this is, because, thank you, Loras is a good ball club. They're well coached. They play physical, and it was exactly like we thought. It was going to be close the whole way, and hats off. I think our coaching staff does a great job, Scott, getting everybody ready. I really respect every guy on our staff, and our players played with their heart today in their heads, so I'm proud of them.
This week you didn't have the big individual game like you did last week with Zach Mathers on offense, but you don't need that every week. Other facets your game came through. Defense held strong there.
Definitely. We told Zach you're not going to get 268 yards against Loras defense. Just get what it takes to win, and that's what he did. I was a little disappointed in a couple penalties where we had the touchdown come back, but we'll learn from those mistakes. You know, it was a tough ball game for the crew to call. I mean, there were some great calls, and there were some tough ones for them to make, but they did a good job, and I was really happy with Storm Lake Area Student Day, having the young people in the stands, and appreciate the parents that took the time to bring them, because I think if you didn't come, you missed out on a great event.
Okay, and depending on what goes on the rest of the conference, Buena Vista could make a move. There's a couple other big games going on this week, and so we got Simpson next week. Real quick, Rob Klink was 168 total yards. He did the job passing. You got the ball to 7 different receivers, and 68 yards rushing too.
Rob's done nothing but get better, and I tell you what, we believed in him, and we do what it takes to win in terms of our pass game and getting him on the flanks and doing some drop back, Scott. And again, I just want to congratulate all the Beavers and the fans for being here. It was a great game. Thanks for covering it.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Coach Hadchak. Buena Vista moves its record to 4-1 in the season, and we'll toss it to you guys back upstairs for a bit.
Thank you very much, Scott. As you can see there's your final score, 24-14. A very convincing victory, I would say, for the Beavers this afternoon.
I would say it was kind of scary through the first half, and then we can take a look at the second half highlights right now. It turned into a very convincing win. You're right.
There in the second half, the Beavers just dominated. As you can see, Zach Mathers here bowling over a couple of Dewhawks there and able to get himself up near the 50-yard line. Here just showed how much the Beavers just swarmed to the ball in the second half, you would say.
And you saw many people. There's a close-up of one of the players of the game there, Mark Smith. And the other one was Rob Klinkenfuss, I think we agreed on. And as you can see, some fans out there enjoying the race.
Real nice day. Everybody's outside enjoying the nice weather.
And that's really all you can do is, get outside, enjoy the weather, and hope it's a good time. And here goes Zach Mathers.
There you go. Zach Mathers, again, just a great game today. Didn't have as many rushing yards. Didn't even break the century mark. But he had 2 touchdowns and 2 very key touchdowns at key times of the game.
Yes, he did. I think he only ended up having about 80 yards. But still, that's enough. He had 2 touchdowns. It's not the yardage. It's the digits of how many points he got on the board that is what it comes down to. But
real nice job by both sides today. Loras obviously came up on the losing end of the spectrum here today, but a nice job nonetheless by both teams.
Really good was Ryan Grubb stepping up, never playing fullback, and he got. He was a really effective rusher at the fullback spot. Mark Smith coming up and getting 2.5 sacks in the game. You really can't argue with that. It's.
Here's Mathers' 5-yard touchdown that just really put the nail in the coffin for the Beavers. That run just did them really well there. And hey, there we are. How you doing, everybody?
You haven't seen us since pregame.
Haven't seen us since pregame. We're sorry. Last thoughts on the game, Ryan. Convincing second half for the Beavers, and going into Simpson next week. And you got to think this is a real confidence builder.
Yeah, it was a confidence builder for us, but it was also a confidence builder for Loras because playing Central and Co. and Wartburg getting beat by them, they got dominated. And they came in and realized that they can stick with a team that's pretty good. Their offense was effective and their defense was very effective. But right now, I think we're going to go to an interview with one of our players of the game, Mark Smith, right now. So take it away, Scott.
Hello, everybody. Scott Einley back on the field with more post-game highlights. And I'll tell you what, we're joined by player of the game on the defense, Mark Smith. Mark, congratulations. You had a couple sacks today on the 24-14 victory. Just give me your thoughts out there.
It really came down. It was a battle today, and we just had to keep coming out on the field and coming up with plays. And it's a long-fought, hard-fought game, but that's what we expected, and luckily we came out on top.
Okay, Mark, and didn't have the big offensive output you did last week with Zach Mathers and company, but I guess you guys take turns. The defense does it 1 week and the offense the next. Next week you got Simpson coming up, and 4-1 in the conference, 4-1 overall. How's it going to go the rest of the season?
We just got to keep coming out with our one-in-a-game type attitude, and we'll get ready for Simpson this week and see how it goes.
Okay, thanks a lot. Mark Smith, a couple sacks, played tough out there, the leader of the defensive line. Thanks for joining us out there. Congratulations on the 24-14 win.
Thank you.
Back upstairs to you guys.
Well, thanks, Scott. There you go, Mark Smith, one of our players of the game. The other one, Rob Klinkfuss, who threw pretty much anywhere he wanted to the whole day. He had his way with the field.
Yep, real nice job by Rob Klinkfuss. Running when he needed to, passing when he wanted to, basically. Just kind of picked apart the Loras secondary. Again, there's your final score, 24-14. Next week, Buena Vista is away from home. You can catch the game on KBVU 97.5, and Scott Heinley, myself, and Ryan Harder will all be in Indianola to bring you the action on the radio. So if you can't make it down to Indianola, the next best thing would be to tune your radio in, sit back, open up a soda, grab a bag of popcorn, and have yourself a wonderful afternoon listening to BV football. For Ryan Wickstrom, I'm Matt Lacasse, and we'll see you next time.